Hello students, this video is going to cover two different topics, angles and polygons and triangle side lengths. So first we're going to talk about angles and polygons. You probably have the interior sum of angles memorized for some polygons, such as triangles. Like most of you probably know that all the angles in a triangle add up to 180. Most of you also probably know that all the angles in a quadrilateral, like a rectangle, add up to 360. But what about all of the others? So right here I've given you a formula to figure out what they add up to. So in the total sum of the interior angles in a polygon is equal to 180 times n minus 2, where n is the number of sides in a polygon. So for example, this is a pentagon. I see that it has 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to determine what all the angles will add up to in this pentagon, I'm going to take 180 times 5 minus 2. 5 is the number of sides. That's really 180 times 3, which would give us 540 degrees. Go ahead and take a minute to copy down this chart that I've included. This lists the most common polygons and the sums of their interior angles. Again, this isn't something I expect you to memorize. If you know the formula, you can find all of these very quickly. Next, I'm going to talk about triangle side length rules. Some people might think that you could just have any 3 side lengths for a triangle, but that's not true. There are specific rules. The reason for that is if I have one side that's really too long, then my 2 shorter sides won't be able to connect. So the rule is, in order for 3 side lengths to make a triangle, the sum of the 2 shortest sides must be greater than, not equal to, the longest side. If you know 2 side lengths, you can figure out the minimum and maximum value of the third side by first subtracting the shorter side you know from the longer side you know, and then your third side has to be greater than that length. And secondly, you have to add the 2 sides you know together. The third side has to be less than that value. So what you'll end up with is a compound inequality showing the third side has to be greater than this value but less than this value. Let's do a couple of examples together to demonstrate this. So here I have 2 side lengths of a triangle are 4 and 10. I want to know what the minimum value the third side can be and what the maximum value the third side can be. So to find the minimum, I'm going to subtract 10 minus 4, which is 6. So I know that my third side has to be at least 6. Now to find the maximum, you're going to add these together. 10 plus 4 is 14. I know it has to be less than that value, not equal to. So I could write that my third side x needs to be greater than 6, but less than 14. It can't equal 6 and it can't equal 14. It has to be greater than 6 and less than 14. So 6.5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13.5, 13.75, all those would be acceptable. For example 2, we're going to do the same thing. To find the minimum value, you subtract 12 minus 8 is 4. To find the maximum value, that has to be would be 12 plus 8 is 20. So my third side x has to be greater than 4, not equal to 4, but less than 20. So some acceptable values would be 4.5, 4.25, 4.02. It only has to be a little bit bigger than 4. And it has to be less than 20. So anything up to 19.99999, etc., as long as it's just beneath 20, would be acceptable. Good luck on your Khan Academy assignments.